So, sometime last year, I put out a video talking about my experience with the early parts of Tokyo Ghoul, where I said I was really impressed with it, I was really enjoying it. It was maybe a bit rough around the edges, and maybe it wasn't masterful or anything, but I was really enjoying the start to the story and the seeds that were being planted. In case you weren't familiar, or weren't aware, since then, I continued streaming my read-through of it, and felt pretty much the same, but it was slowly growing better and better to me. By the way, spoilers for all of part 1 of Tokyo Ghoul in this video. The Kaneki torture stuff with Jason, and how things would continuously build with Rize and the Aogiri tree, and everything going on, it just was slowly getting better and better and better, and I found myself really engaged with it. But by the end, we had 2 or 3 streams left and 1 arc left, and I thought, this is probably going to be like a really solid 8 out of 10 or so. Like a really good, but not amazing. Not something that I think is a favorite yet, but maybe it could be with Tokyo Ghoul Re. That all changed when I read the Owl Suppression arc. The Owl Suppression arc is utterly phenomenal. It is completely brilliant to me, and completely shocked and stunned me with all that it did. The last stream I had, which was, I don't remember which chapters, but my god, it was one of the best streams I've ever done because it gave me every single emotion. Bewilderment, shock, sorry, music, bewilderment, shock, tragedy, emotions, just complete and utter mind screwery. It blew my mind in every way. It had everything. And it gave me so many theories going forward, and it paid off a lot of theories until then, some of which I was really locked in and dialed in on from the start, that I really, I think I did a good job in being able to latch on to certain things and predict certain things, and others where very obvious things like Sen Takatsuki and Eto being the same person, that really took me very long to get, which everything else around it I had done the work for. All the hard stuff I'd done the work for. Or for instance, for a brief moment, I thought Uta and Sota were the same person. I don't know, but anyway, it was the TLDR is the stream journeys for Tokyo Ghoul, the read-through for Tokyo Ghoul was fantastic. And Owl Suppression Arc did so much brilliant stuff. I won't talk about it in depth here. The streams are out there on Patreon if you want to check them out. They're all there. But mainly I just wanted to check in here because I finished that in November. I finished Tokyo Ghoul in November of 2025. It is now May of... or about to be May. The day I'm recording this is the last day in April. May of 2026. 5 months later, basically. 5.5 months. And we're starting Tokyo Ghoul Re next week. And it's been something that lots of people have been really excited for, really desperate for me to get to. But I really felt like it was a good time to take a break. Tokyo Ghoul is amazing, but it has this very distinctive feel to it. It's very brutal. It's very... it can be very affecting and very crushing. It can be, it can be a lot. It can be overwhelming. So for that reason, I wanted to take a break from it and try out Dragon Ball, which I did. I put a video out about that. That was great. It was a great palate cleanser, and Dragon Ball was fantastic, and I can't wait for Dragon Ball Z. And then I did Top 100 streams. I did Top 100 streams, which took another almost a month. But now we're back. Oh, and I did Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, which is awesome too. That took another 3 weeks. And we're finally back to Tokyo Ghoul Re, and in order to sort of catch up, I reread the Owl Suppression arc so I would be refreshed and I wouldn't forget any of the sort of things I thought about and the threads I was latched onto. And I just want to sort of state again, the Owl Suppression arc is phenomenal. It is incredible. It does so many great things for Yoshimura and Kaneki, and the threads, the whatever the hell happened with Hide and Eto, and the sheer amount of weight and beauty and elegance and aura associated with Arima is unbelievable to me. How they made this guy one of the best characters in the story, and one of my highlights of the past year or so, or a few years in terms of anime manga, just through presentation, through his expressions, through the imagery, the decaying flowers, the death, the blood that follows him, and his interactions with Kaneki, and his interest in Kaneki's poetry, and how he kind of seems to be grooming him a little bit. But I don't necessarily know if that's true. I don't know if there's sadness there. I don't know why he didn't write a will. There could be so many reasons for it. Does he intend to die? Does he not have anyone to leave anything to? Does he not have anything he thinks is worth leaving in a will? So many different things. Does he have a low sense of self-worth? Is his sense of identity so fragile and low that he doesn't feel there's anything worth dedicating himself to? In terms of that, I don't know, but it's so interesting, it's so fascinating. I can't wait to get to know more of Arima. And then Kaneki's died, but not really. He seems to be this Sasaki guy. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Amazing hooks there. But then there's also my favorite character, Amon, who is stated to have died. I think he's the best character in part 1. But I'm sure he's not. But then Takizawa went to go save him after this, one of the most horrific scenes I've ever experienced in manga, saddest, most upsetting. I literally, when reading this, had to take a break because it was so upsetting to me, is the I don't want to die letter. Let me just make sure I'm getting that right. Yeah, I don't want to die. As he writes it out, as he writes out a will and crosses it out, and he sees his family again, maybe for the last time. Just the sheer amount of weight put in those panels, in this build-up, in this incredible build-up to the arc. It was unbelievable. It was so evocative, and also with Juzo and his backstory and his connection with Shinohara, who he then lost during the arc, who's now in a coma. All this build-up that lets you see that this is different. This tragedy, this what's about to happen to Onteku, what's about to happen to Yoshimura, the ghouls, everything. This is different. The way Ishida was able to really step up the emotions, the drama, the stakes, the weight of everything, the presentation, the atmosphere, the action, everything took a step up to me in Owl Suppression. And then Eto, the reveal of Eto being Yoshimura's daughter, which I sort of knew, but like the way it was presented was incredible. And then in the midst of Kaneki having his, on the verge of death and fracturing and talking to his internal Kaneki in such an Eva way, his life sort of flashes before his eyes, and he thinks about his relationship with his mother, and he does the lie thing. He touches his chin when his younger self says, essentially, yeah, I love my mom, or like, I don't have any ill will towards her. I don't remember, I'm paraphrasing. So fascinating about his relationship with his mother and how that connects with Rize. But then also in the midst of everything, how all these flashes go by and we see that Sota, this clown, this fucking, sorry for swearing in these videos, but this fucking clown was somehow in Kaneki's memories, somehow behind it all, maybe working with Dr. Kano to kill Rize for Kaneki to get her to become a ghoul and get her organs. And then I do sincerely think that Arima was behind working with Eto, and then therefore with Dr. Kano, and doing all this to make it so that Kaneki would become a ghoul. I truly believe that because of something that happened. There were hints about a double agent. There were hints about, Arima is such a nebulous character. It's hard to know what's going on. So you obviously every sort of theory comes to mind. But there's this one scene where Arima shows up to take on the one-eyed Sorry, I'm getting the terminology messed up. Eto. Eto is king? One-eyed owl? I guess owl. So he came to take on the One-Eyed Owl. But it seemed very clear to me that he was putting on a show for the CCG, for everyone watching, because when he goes there, I don't remember the exact wording. Oh, maybe I do. I think I might have it here. The Sen, or Eto, or the One-Eyed Owl, grins at him and goes, what did she say? Sorry, one moment. I've written this in a note, but I just need to read it again. Oh, I don't remember what the line was. You know what? I'm gonna have to edit this. Either you guys are gonna have to wait 30 seconds to a minute, or I'm gonna have to edit this. You know what? Sorry, you're gonna have to wait a second. It's just easier if I don't edit it. Hold on. Chapter 1-4. I remember the chapter. There. This is it. It was when Anima shows up. Sorry about stumbling around, guys. It is what it is. When Anima shows up to take on Eto, to take on the One-Eyed Owl, Eto grins at him and says, "There you are." And then the two fight, and it's this incredible fight that no one. I was like, "Oh my god, it's so fast! You can't tell what's going on. It's superhuman. Holy crap!" But no one dies. Everything seems to be generally okay in the end. And the chapter after that, 142, during that fight, is called Performance. So basically, I think that Arima and the One-Eyed Owl know each other. The One-Eyed Owl showed recognition there. There you are. For other reasons than just Arima's past. And they put on a show. Partly to do what he did with Kaneki, partly to get rid of Anteku and Yoshimura, and make it so that Yoshimura gets taken in to be experimented on. Horrifying, by the way. But I don't know exactly why. I have lots of theories, but I think Arima's working with Sen Takatsuki, Eto, and Dr. Kano. Maybe, I think Dr. Kano's in it primarily for the horrors of discovery and science and progression. Kind of Kenjaku-esque. But I think potentially because of the horrible upbringing for Eto and what she's discovered throughout the years, and maybe, I don't know anything about Arima's backstory, really, outside of Tokyo Ghoul Jack, which was interesting, the two of them are maybe working together to bring about the sort of equality that, ironically, maybe Yoshimura was looking for, something that transcends the CCG, transcends ghouls. And Kaneki is part of that plan, somehow. I don't know exactly why, but ironically enough, that's what Yoshimura kind of hoped for. I don't know, these are just some theories I have. I also have a theory about, Arima, specifically pertaining to the idea of the decaying flowers. Because they're ever-present imagery for Arima is the beauty, how beautiful he is, how pristine, but also how there are decaying, rotting flowers. So, that element of a decay with something beautiful. The idea of the flowers, like in Jujutsu Kaisen actually, what Gojo says, representing someone who is admired as this pinnacle of strength and beauty and, like, divinity. But there is a decay there. What does that decay say? I'm going to talk about it in stream next week on Wednesday. I believe it'll be May 6th. When we start, I'll tell you guys my theory about that, but I just wanted to get it out there. Really interesting. And then there's the clown shit. Oh my god, I don't even know what's going on with the clowns. They're behind, there's some sort of chaos factor. They're, I think, as well collaborating with what I'm talking, this sort of conspiracy I'm talking about, but I don't really know what their point is. But Uta's there, Itori's there, Sota's there, Roma's there, and then how does Yomo factor into all this? Is that a betrayal with the trio there? And then Toka's with Yomo? And then how is Hinami gonna grow up? And how are they gonna make it so that they can find a place Anteku as a place that is spiritual rather than a physical place, you know? I don't know. I've just got so many questions. What's Juzo gonna do going forward? How Takizawa's gotta be alive still. Same with Amon, even though it's said they're dead. New characters, I'm sure. I'm so excited to see what's going on with this, with Sasuke, with Hide, who I imagine is dead, I guess. But aside from all of this, Sota and Arima have my brain in a vice. Those two I am obsessing over. But in terms of thematics, the main thing I'm looking forward to is a constant thing throughout the series is the idea that the world is wrong. So many characters throughout this talking about how the world is wrong. Primarily Kaneki, but this applies to a lot of characters. I want to see the thematic point that reaches, because I truly believe that at the end, I don't think it's going to be grimdark. I don't think it's going to be brutal and crushing and nihilistic. I think Ishida does have quite enough hope for the conclusion of that to shift from the world is wrong to something more positive than that. That there's something worth living for in the world. I think that will shift from Part 1 to Tokyo Ghoul Re. I truly believe that, and I've been talking about that a lot, and I hope we get there, because it feels to me natural for the series, and I want it for these characters who have suffered so much. Kaneki, Toka, Yoshimura is... God, it's horrible what's happening to him. Rize, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with her and her story. Arima... I didn't even mention Tsukiyama, who drives me insane. No clue where his character's gonna go, but good God, he's one of my favorites. Anyways, so this was just kind of me spewing in a completely messed up, non-structured way all of my thoughts on this. Let me just do a quick fire of my top 15 characters in the story. Number 15, Yomo. Number 14, Sota, purely through destroying my brain. Number 13, Eto. Number 12, Takizawa. Number 11, oh, I forgot to mention her, Akira. I love Akira, her relationship with Amon, her relationship with her father, with Mado. Akira's so good. Number 10, Dr. Kano. Number 9, Rize. Number 8, Hide. Number 7, Juzo. Number 6, Arima. Number 5, Toka. Number 4, Tsukiyama. Number 3, Mr. Yoshimura. Number 2, Kaneki, and number 1, Amon. I don't imagine this will stay the same. I think new characters will be added. I think there will be lots of shifts. And also, for the stream crew, number 0 is, of course, Bob Ghoul. But yeah, that's where we're at. I just kind of wanted to put this video out to let anyone who's interested know, who isn't aware, I'm starting my read-through on Twitch of Tokyo Ghoul Re next week, and it's one of the series I've been most excited for. I absolutely am glad I took a break for multiple reasons, but my God, I have been desperate to get started for ages, and it's finally happening. So yeah, I can't wait. I hope you enjoyed this complete mess of a video. And let me know your thoughts on Part 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. Please don't spoil anything. Maybe your thoughts on my theories without spoiling anything that's coming forward, coming next. But yeah, I guess the TLDR is I've reread Owl Suppression. It's such an impressive arc, and it really elevates Tokyo Ghoul from that 8 out of 10 that I said to a 9 out of 10, and already a light favorite for me. Not even a light, like a favorite for me. But it makes me so excited that Tokyo Ghoul Re can elevate it exponentially further. I really hope it really expands on a lot of the very deliberate plotting and character work and just incredible use of the medium. I want it to get really experimental, because it's already been. I hope it just continues that. I hope the character work gets even better. I hope the emotional payoff continues to go, and I'm just really excited. I cannot wait. Yeah, and then maybe after that, if I really enjoy it, I can get into Chojin X down the line. I've been really looking forward to that, but that's far off future. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry again for stumbling a bit in the middle. Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul Re, man. It's right around the corner. Next week, follow me on Twitch, or turn on notifications, or on Twitter, or join the Discord if you want to know when I go live, if you're interested in that. Or if you're not interested, that's totally cool too. Just thought I'd advertise it a bit while spewing my thoughts and talking about how excited I am for Re. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.